Hello Sagittarius, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, illustrations by Mark Evans. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm going to use the Angel Answers oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. I've already shuffled. I'm going to do relationships first, singles second, and I'm only going to pull out the oracle cards as necessary. So if they want to come out, great. If they seem to be pushing back, then I won't push them out unless they need to be pulled out. Okay. Now, what's up with that? Because I feel like there's an open spot. I don't want to fill this spot. This is weird. So let's find out what's going on, because you might be pulling in with the same energy. Okay. Something might not be changing with your partner. You might be the one changing. Alright, so I feel where we're starting is your partner's at a point in the road where they're trying to figure out what to do next. It feels like there's a lot coming at them all at once. Like they're dealing with things in different directions. Everything's coming to them at once. I'm getting like a sadness, a despair, feeling like things are falling apart, feeling like they failed. It's like a failure feeling here, which is strange because this is more of a diplomacy, working things out sometimes. But I'm getting like there's so much coming at them, so much has to be taken care of, that they're really just kind of like, I feel like they're kind of starting to crumble under the pressure, to be honest with you. And I think one of the reasons I'm feeling that is what's maxing, why am I saying max? Maxing them out? What's maxing them out, okay, is what's going on here. This seems to be keeping the situation where it is. They do have the Ace of Swords, but behind that they have the Five of Pentacles, and then, is there three? Yep. Three of Swords. Anything else? No. So the two underlying, even though they're trying to get things going and they're initiating contact, they're talking things out, they're trying to deal with things that are coming at them, but there's a lot. They're feeling like they're not getting the support and it's not working out the way they want it to. Like they're feeling like they're just hitting roadblocks, they're not getting support, things are just not working out. But they're trying to initiate this contact, but I feel like there's like this, it's kind of like a rut feeling. Like I feel like they're not able to move out of this section here, this situation. Whatever's going on and everything's coming in on them, they can't get away from it. And even though they're facing it and trying to deal with it, I feel like they're feeling like they're failing. They're not happy with how things are turning out. Every time they try to fix something, something else falls through, or whatever they try to do to fix it isn't working out. It just seems like things are falling in on them. Like it's imploding. Like the walls are coming in. Now, on your side, I'm noticing you have a bevy of cards too here. You've got the Page of Cups, which is it's a degree of caring, but it's diminished here. I feel like it's diminished. And before I get too deep in that, I do see we have the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles behind this. So I feel like one of the reasons, like, the enjoyment, I almost feel like the love is there, but it's like due to the work and the scrutiny of trying to get through things, because I feel like whatever the situation is, it's directly affecting you. The situation itself is wearing you down. The love is still there, but you're just kind of, you want to get away from it. You kind of want to break from it. So if this reading is hitting for you, I feel like this situation is starting to wear on you. I get the Ace of Pentacles for what's keeping it where it is. And I almost feel like this is actually talking about you're not seeing this get better. You're seeing this is like it's just going to keep going like this. Especially when you have the Ace of Pentacles on your side, you got the Ace of Swords on your partner's side. It seems like where it is now, it seems like it's in the beginning of stages of what's going on. And you're feeling like this is going to drag out for a while. Which is kind of, you're looking at all the work that has to be done. You're kind of scrutinizing everything, trying to make sure, well, trying to look at what do you really need to do with it. You're trying to figure it out a little better. It's just really putting a damper on the love of the situation. It's still there. It's just putting a strong damper on it, if that makes sense. Now, as I'm looking at what's going forward, I am noticing this Nine of Cups on your partner's side in the spiritual sense. So they're feeling comfortable where they are, and I feel like this is partly what they're trying to make happen. Like things are good, but where they're hitting the roadblocks is they're trying to mold the situation to keep it here. And it's kind of falling from here. But they're trying, like, I feel like whatever they're doing, they're trying to keep a situation stagnant. They're trying to keep it from changing. That's where all these problems, they don't want things to change. So they're trying to fight a change. Alright, so they're standing with the Nine of Cups. And spiritually, they're very happy, and they don't want things to change because they're happy where they are now. That's where all these things are coming at them, because they're trying to block a change, and they're getting a lot of, like, it's almost like gears grinding, like trying to stop the conveyor belt from moving because they don't want this to move on, and it's just making gears grind. Like, they're stopping the belt, but they're not stopping the machine. It's just kind of like, and they're feeling left out in the cold and unhappy because they're realizing that while they're trying to stop it, it's still going forward. Whatever's going on here, it seems to be something's moving forward that they don't want. They're happy where they are, and they're trying to stop a change from happening. Alright, now I feel like you're looking at this situation, but I feel like you're looking at it in a different light. Because while you have you have the Three of Pentacles, and you have the Eight of Pentacles, scrutinizing the situation. I get in the word scrutinize, and working on it, and the fact that your partner's trying to hold it where it is, I don't feel like you like that. I don't really feel like that fits for you. I see you have the Magician with the Nine of Swords on your side. I just felt like someone just touched me on the head. That was great. Alright, so, Nine of Swords with the Magician. That just threw me right off. On your side, you got the Magician. The Magician is somebody who's trying to mold a situation to what they want. The Nine of Swords, that's feeling kind of daunted and held back sometimes. I'm feeling like you're kind of under the pressure to conform to what your partner wants. But you do definitely want this to move forward. But you seem to be in this position where you're trying to help your partner. I don't know, you're trying to help your partner, but I'm not sure if you're trying to help them with what they want and keeping it where it is, or you're trying to help them see like that it has to move on either way. I feel like you're kind of playing both sides. You're trying to explain what's going on, but you're trying to support them at the same time. I feel like this is one of the reasons this is kind of being like a scrutinized thing with the work. Because you're trying to help them, but you're also trying to point out how certain things have to change. Like, it's not about if you want them to change. Certain things are going to change sooner or later, whether you like it or not. And you're going through this, and you seem to be an active participant here, especially when you got the Queen of Wands with, what do you got behind it? The Two of Swords. You got the Queen of Wands with the Two of Swords with what's making things go forward. You're actively trying to help the situation go forward, but you're also feeling blocked with the Two of Swords there because you don't want to push it to a point where your partner gets upset with you, which is another reason why I feel like you're kind of, the love is having a damper at the moment, because you're realizing it has to go forward, but you're trying to help your partner in the sense of like you're trying to keep it where you're trying to keep it the way your partner wants it as much as possible, but you're realizing it has to kind of go forward. I just feel like you're very conflicted because I feel like you're looking at it at a different angle. Like you're seeing it in the sense of like it has to move forward. You've got the Two of Pentacles reversed. It's the only reversed card here, but it's reversed for where you're standing. You don't know what to do. I feel like that's what it is. It's like you want to commit to making it change, but you don't want to go against your partner. But you're feeling like it's better to change and go forward with that. I feel like this is going to actually turn right side up later. And I feel like it's when you have to explain to your partner, like, you know, I understand and I liked it where it was too, but it's time to move forward. I feel like it's one of those situations where it's going to move forward sooner or later anyway. Because I'm seeing this with your partner, the Hermit. It's kind of balancing off the Two of Pentacles. Like, you start upside down because you're not sure what to do, but then it comes right side up, and I feel like it leaves them questioning what they're going to do yet next. I feel like they're more nervous because they were happy where they were, and they didn't want things to change. But now that it has to go forward, and there's no choice to that, they're out there like trying to understand or trying to find themselves where they now fit, like where are they going to fit in the new situation. I feel like they're sad that the old one is over. Because I do have the Wheel of the Year on their side too. I don't know if I've showed you this. That trying to hold things back, trying to fight change is happening anyway. It's a major arcana. It's going to happen. And I feel like you're accepting that a lot sooner, in the sense of, like, I feel like you're seeing it differently from the very beginning. And I feel like you just kind of have to give into it and move forward, and you explain it to them, and by you moving forward with it, it still leaves you kind of vexed because you know your partner's not cool with it. But it pushes the situation forward and it leaves your partner wondering, or like looking for answers, trying to figure out where they now fit. I'm feeling like this is actually a helpful thing as well. It's where they're going to end up standing. It's kind of where they're standing now, but it's also where they're going in the future. Like, the Hermit card is very strong on their side because they're looking for answers, but by looking for answers, they're trying to hold the situation where it is because they're not ready to move forward because they're happy with where it was and they don't see where it's going yet. If you look at the torch or the lantern with the Hermit there, they're not sure where it's going to go yet. So when you push them forward, because I feel like you kind of have to push them forward, they're still in this position of looking for answers, but when the situation actually starts moving forward, they're still in this position where they're still looking for, because they still, like, they don't know where they fit now. Like, it's almost like they're missing puzzle piece, and the puzzle they used to fit into isn't there anymore, and they have to find a new puzzle to fit into, and they're just confused by it. So this seems to be a lot, and I feel like you're going to deal with this going in the future too. It's going to keep going in the future. And I feel like until they embrace the change and that it's actually just going to happen and just kind of go with it, they're going to kind of stay in this for a while. I don't see this leaving. So I don't feel like, at least for this time frame, like, I feel like you're moving forward, you're accepting it, you're moving forward with it. But your partner, they seem to be lost in like this limbo feeling where they're searching for answers, and I don't feel like they're finding them. I feel like they're still kind of fighting it, still kind of resisting, but still kind of searching for a place to fit. I feel like there's a reluctance to move forward on their side. And even though the situation does move forward, they're still in that reluctance. I was hoping something else would come out for this, but I was like looking at the Oracle cards, but I'm not feeling like that's a good thing to do. I feel like this is just where they're going to be. And that you moving forward, once you commit to that, you're going to be okay with that. But I feel like it's going to be a while before your partner can really get in line with that. All right, I feel like that's all we have for the relationship part of Sagittarius. Okay, so let's go into single Sagittarius. Single Sagittarius. Single Sagittarius. Pray for empowering information to help single Sagittarius. Ooh, and now what is that about? Well, I'm going to leave that there for a second. It's kind of weird. It's like a pack of them popped right out. I don't know if we're going to do anything with them, but we'll find out soon enough. Alright. They're like, no, that's face down. Alright, so leave that alone. I don't know if we're going to do anything with that little pack, but that seems interesting. I almost feel like it's denoting the unknown there. So when you're going into this time, you got the, well, are you going into this? The Fool is going on. I feel like you're very optimistic about your social aspirations. What is going on here, though? Because I'm not noticing another person here. You're standing in a place of hope. You're very optimistic. Overall energy is optimistic. Your thoughts are like, you have the Eight of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles, which seems a little conflicting. Seven of Pentacles is one who's waiting for the harvest. Things aren't ready to go forward yet. It's going to take a little while longer, but the Eight of Wands is wanting to make it go forward a lot quicker than it's... Like, it's not ready, but you want it to be ready. It's feeling a little conflicted, like it's not happening right now, but you really want it to. It's kind of like a conflicted feeling there. It's trying to make things go faster, but realizing that they can't. But having a hard time accepting that, even though you seem to be understanding it at the same time. It's a little conflicting. I feel like you're a little conflicted, like... You're very optimistic and you want things to go forward. You're ready for things to start, but you're realizing they can't, but you really want them to. So you're trying to find ways around that, but you're not finding ways around it, and you realize you really can't do that, but you're still kind of still looking just in case. You have the Page of Pentacles in your history here, which makes me feel like you've been in this state for a while. I feel like you may have felt this way for a while, and it's just like it's a lingering position. This is again, it's the conflicted feeling. Six of Wands and the Ten of Wands, looking like you're going to go out to an assured victory, but also feeling very burdened, and you have to carry your burdens with you. So like I feel like you're burdened with this situation. And it just seems to linger on, and you feel like it's gonna for a while. Yet you're also feeling like victory is, like you're gonna go out to a victorious situation, like you're gonna find somebody and everything's gonna work out. But you're also feeling like you're gonna be burdened and stuck at the same time. Like there's gonna be a lot holding you down, but you're gonna win out. Like it's kind of like a conflicting thing here too to me. Like, you're feeling like you're going to win, everything's going to be great, but you're also feeling you're going to be very burdened, and it's going to be something you have to deal with for a long time. So it's kind of like you're winning and getting what you want, but you're also very burdened and, like, have to deal with a lot of stress at the same time. It's very, like... Are these two different people? Are these two different people? I'm kind of feeling like you might have two people coming at you, because I'm noticing this conflict, and it's repeating. And there's something you want to start with somebody, and it seems to be going quick, and you're feeling like that's going to be a great thing. I feel like that's these two cards kind of matching up, the Eight of Wands and the Six of Wands. Like, you want it to, you're thinking you can get this going quick. Let's start this, let's get going, I'm ready to do it. And you're feeling like that's going to be your victory. But there's another person who is a little burdensome to you, and you feel like it's going to be a while before you're able to shake them. I almost feel like there's a transition going on here. One's leaving, one's coming in, and between the two, you're kind of conflicted about like trying to get rid of the one you don't want, but doing it only a certain way. There's certain reasons that you can't just like boot him or her, whoever. But then the other one's coming in, and you're not feeling very patient about it. You feel like this is a great thing. You don't want to wait. You don't feel like you should have to wait. You're trying to push forward with that. There's this conflict. That's how this is coming through. Granted, it's a general read. Let me know in the comments, because this is really interesting. Because for some of you, there has to be this double thing going on. For others of you, there might be just internal conflict. But for some of you, there's this double thing. Like one is going out, but you have to be very careful how you move on from them. The other one, you want to move into that relationship, and you don't really feel like it's fair that you should have to wait, so you're pushing into it because you feel like that's going to be a great relationship. Two of Pentacles in the environment here, balancing the two of it out. Like, you're either balancing out two people or how you are feeling conflicted. This is in the environment, so it definitely hits for me when I'm looking at it. Like if this is two people, you're trying to balance out the two people. If it's internal, you're going through this, it's seeing what you have available and trying to balance out or work it out to make it work to your advantage. I feel like this is really, really complex reading because I feel like there's two different ways this is going. One, if there's two people you're balancing, and the other if it's internal and you're trying to deal with the environment and trying to find a match for what you're looking for because you don't really want to wait, but you're finding that you have to. So I feel like this has become a very complicated reading. Maybe you're seeing it differently, but that's how it seems to me. The world upside down, the Eight of Cups. I'm getting like the world upside down. I feel like the situation is going. There's one phase ending, a new one beginning, but it's dragging out. I feel like you're ready for it. It seems like it should be happening now, but the situation is just dragging out. Eight of Cups. You're waiting and you're looking. I kind of feel like this is another, like, you're seeing all the possibilities, but you're still on, like, this shore, and you want to be to the other shore. And you're realizing it's time for you to be over there, but something is holding you back. Something, like, you want to be over there, and you realize it's going to take, you have to get a boat or something. You have to get a boat because it's treacherous waters. We're just going to say that. So you can't just swim over there. You need a boat to get over there, and you're looking for the boat, and you're waiting for the boat, but you're just like, I just want to swim over there. But you're knowing that current is going to take you down. So you have to wait, and you really don't want to. And you're feeling like this is really delayed and that you should already be over there. So this situation, whatever it is, whether you're balancing out two people or it's internal, you're having this feeling like it's time to be over there, and it feels frustrating that you're not already over there. It feels like things are delayed and they're off track because you should already be over there. I got the Five of Cups in your future. It's still delayed. I feel like there's still a delay. You're waiting to go. You're waiting to move to the next section. Either way this is happening, the situation is dragging out. If it's two people, you're having a hard time moving the one on that you want to move on and moving the one in that you want to move in. If it's internally, creating something, getting something to start is really just daunting, and it's just not happening. Even though you're standing in the position of hope and you're not giving up, it's just, whichever way you're going at this, it's just dragging out, and you're not happy about it. Five of Cups. I feel like you are making progress, but you're not feeling like it's enough, and you're just feeling like this is going to go on for the rest of my life. Now we have the Three of Wands in your future. I'm noticing this, like we have this person like on this bluff here, like they're waiting to get to the other shore. And I feel like we're still having that feeling here. This person's like out on this rock and they're looking to where they want to be, but they're still on this rock. They want to be over on that rock. Whatever that rock is, or that shore. They're on this shore, they want to be on that shore. Whatever it is. And they're just waiting for the boat. But the boat, you notice the boats are there now. There's boats in sight now. Like the boats are getting closer. You're making progress, and you're closer at the end of this than you were in the beginning, but it's still dragging on. And I feel like when I see like this fell out of the deck, just like that. When I see all of these things here, like this is a pack of cards, this is a bunch. All these things are your possibilities. These are all your possibilities. Like the cards, there's so many cards here, I'm not going to actually put them in the reading, but it's definitely seems to be making the point that you're waiting to get to the other shore because all this is waiting for you. The world, upside down. There's a new phase. There's a whole new point in life here waiting for you. And it's taking forever to get there. Once that world turns right side up and things have moved on, that pack of possibilities is ready for you. It is yours, I should say. It's yours. I know people are going to say this in the comments, but I don't really feel like it's about the cards, especially since there's like, what is there, 7, 8 cards? There's 8 cards here. So, just for argument's sake, because I know people are going to want to know. You got the Chariot at the bottom. You have the Ace of Wands. Chariot, you want to get out there, you want to start something. Here we go. So, Ace of Cups, you got love over there. The High Priest. You got the High Priest. Oh, wait, there's a lot of cards here. So I feel like that's part of what you're going towards. The High Priest, keeping up with other responsibilities, like there's certain things you have to keep doing, but it's like dedicating yourself to this change. Okay. The Eight of Swords, there's still going to be some restriction. It's not like you're completely free. Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Four of Wands. A lot of action here, a lot of good times, a lot of searching out what you want, a little bit of freaking out, like a little nervousness, I should say, but very active, going for what you want. A lot happier here. A lot happier is what I'm getting with that. But there's definitely still some restriction, so it's not like it's just willy-nilly, you can do what you want. You know, the best part of life is here. I feel like there's still some restriction, still some status quo you have to keep up with when this change comes forward. Then the Moon and the Seven of Swords. Things you've left behind, going through like dealing with things left behind, being a little afraid of the past, whatever was in the past that was holding you back. I feel like even in the future, you still have to deal with it a little bit more, but it's just kind of a retrospect, a kind of aftermath, aftershock, if you will. All right, so all this is waiting in your future, but until you can move forward from there, I really wasn't going to read these, but the more I kept thinking about it, people are going to be like, what were those cards? I really wish you showed me those cards. That's on the other side there. That's when you can make this happen, but you're not there yet. Even at the end of this, you're not there yet. You got the boats in sight, but you're still not, the boats haven't come to shore. Not only do they have to come to shore, you have to get on a boat, and then they have to set sail and get over there. You know what I mean? They have to get over there. So it's going to take a while. This situation is dragging out. Your world is upside down in the sense of like this move into the new era is taking a long time. So in a romance situation, you're looking for this next situation to happen. It's dragging out. Something is holding you back. Something is keeping you from getting over to that next shore. I hope this made sense because with the two people going on here, especially with that shore analogy, I'm feeling like whatever you're trying to start, the last thing is not moving out fast enough, and it's really like it seems like it's causing problems. I feel like you're getting very frustrated with that. It seems like things happen for you in the future just fine, but if you're balancing two people, I feel like this might get really complicated for you. Because moving on from the old, trying to bring in the new, I feel like there's a little bit of possible emotional overlap, and you're having some issues dealing with that, which might also be elongating this process, because the last one, there's a reason you're doing that the way you are. You have to do that carefully and slowly. I don't feel like you want to, I feel like you have to. But that is going to move on at some point. It's just when it does, moving into this next sector, everything's better, but it's going to be a while. It's like I don't see it happening at the end of this reading, but it's happening after. So it's like it's dragging out for a while. Okay, are we done here? Okay. So I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.